Hey guys, my name is Emma and today I'm doing another one of my 360 reviews. This is where I talk about a book for 360 seconds and attempt to give you a 360 view of everything that goes on in it. And today we're taking on Sunshine by McKinley. This is now the second McKinley book that I've reviewed on my channel and I like it almost as much as the first one. McKinley is a fantasy writer with a very impressive back catalogue who I think is still writing now but definitely had most of her kind of successes in the early 2000s. This was first published in 2003, which means that it was basically the one after Spindle's End, which is the other one that I have reviewed. So this is looking at the traditional vampire myth, but as always giving it a little bit of a funky spin. So Sunshine, the book, is set in a world where vampires are pretty much known and there was a big war with them, but quite a few years ago. Magic is kind of a thing, but not many people talk about it. Demon blood is around, but again, it's not very cool, and there's a real divide between like the normal people and people who have got something kind of spooky and freaky going on with them. Vampires, for the most part, are sort of pushed off into the outskirts of society and are this sort of blight that the kind of law enforcement are trying to deal with and are struggling with that. Our main character, Sunshine, brilliant name of course for a vampire book, is a completely normal woman who works in a bakery in a lovely town. She's got something sketchy going on with her family, like something to do with her dad, and it basically being that he was a bit magical at some point, but her herself just has this really basic normal life. She works in a bakery, she cooks all the time, like that's pretty much her life. She has a very stable, normal either fiance or husband, and I can't quite remember which, and everything is really mundane for her. Now one day she goes out to the lake where her family used to own property out there, but it's known to be a bit of a sketchy spot, although nothing's happened there for years. And when she's out there, she actually gets kidnapped by a bunch of vampires, put into a really dramatic red ball gown, and then shackled in a room with another vampire. Oops. So this other vampire is actually, what's his name? Con, there we go, Constantine. So the vampire Constantine, who she is locked up with, is basically kind of a bit of a good guy in the vampire world and is being tortured by some bad guys in the vampire world, and he's very determined that he's not going to drink her blood and that he's going to resist and not murder an innocent. So basically they manage to avoid each other all night, and then morning comes and she pretty much has to save his life. And then from there she kind of gets dragged into this crazy world of like vampire, almost drug lord type situation, and Con is kind of trapped in a bit of a turf war and she's supposed to help him, and they've kind of formed this really weird connection, and she starts to discover all of these like magical things inside her. And what I really love about this story is it has a wonderful juxtaposition between the ridiculous, freaky double life that she's leading with this crazy vampire and her totally normal and mundane reality of her day-to-day job. So one of the things that's amazing is the description of the food is just phenomenal. Like there's a paragraph about a brownie that, oh my god, it's almost orgasmic to read. It's so freaking good. And like her relationship with her stepfather who owns the bakery and her fiance and just her family in general is so amazing and lovely to witness, because she has this support network. If you look back into some of the other vampire books that were coming out around the same kind of time, Twilight, looking at you, this one is lovely because she actually has a full and well-rounded life independent to this crazy vampire. It's not even really so much a romance, nothing happens between the two of them. She's still very much in love and dedicated to her fiance Mel. It's just that she is thrown in the deep end with this weird supernatural creature that has awoken something inside her that she needs to find out more about, and she is the only one who can help him overcome the big bad. The end gets a little bit weird, as these things tend to. I don't think most fantasy authors can pull off the big action sequence at the end without it feeling faintly ridiculous because it's in a book form, but other than that I think the whole thing is really strong and really good fun. Obviously it is playing around with some of the classic vampire tropes out there. If you're not interested in vampires and werewolves and all that kind of thing, you're probably not going to enjoy this one a crazy amount. But if you are looking for a really interesting, fun take on the classic vampire myths, which is well written and has excellent pacing plus some really brilliant characters in there, I think you're going to really enjoy this one. Plus, honestly, if you're a foodie, you should just read this for the descriptions of the food alone. Like, seriously, cannot stress how much I want to go and visit this bakery. Oh my god, all that food sounds amazing. So there you have it, that's my thoughts on McKinley's Sunshine. I think it's great fun and you should definitely check it out if you are into the whole vampire scene. It is so much better than so many of the other YA options that are out there on the market. So I hope you found this review helpful. Have a wonderful reading week and I'll chat to you soon. Bye guys!